Competition is different from comparison.
But you see, they will tell you that it's the spirit of competition that makes you compare. I mean, you should not stay laid back. This your mate. These are what your mates are doing. Hello and welcome once again to another episode of SchoolTalk Cafe. I am Sele and I have with me here
Adiayo.
Okay, so quick. We are going to be looking at one topic that very close to my heart.
Yes.
Why did I say that? This thing has cut across the entire national fabric. Let me put it that way.
Global fabric.
Global, eh?
Global
okay.
fabric.
And it's something I think we should address as it concerns, of course, education. That's what we're talking about here. It's about comparing your child to another child that you think is performing very well or excellently well or better than your child, at least. We're going to be looking at, are there any pros to it? Because if you say pros and cons, are there any pros? It's all con as far as I'm concerned. It's all con. Some people say no, competition is good and all of that. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not good to have competition, but then a situation where
competition is different from comparison.
But you see, they'll tell you that it's the spirit of competition that makes you compare. I mean, you should not stay laid back. This your mate. These are what your mates are doing. This is what your mates are doing. And that thing grows on us so much that even we as adults say it to our friends, our spouses, we even own it. We say, my mates have not done this. We start to compare ourselves with other people. And do you know there's a scripture that says that
it's foolishness.
It's foolishness
to compare.
That you are a fool when you compare yourself with another person.
Yeah.
Because you are unique. The way you process, the way you assimilate, the way you do things, everything about you is unique. But we have been, should I say, conditioned to believe that, I must look at the other person and gauge my own. And I always tell people when I'm training, especially in a class where I'm talking about your uniqueness, I start by asking the class, 1 banana plus 1 mango. 1 banana plus 1 mango. You find out that you can't add it.
Mango ban?
You can't add a mango plus a banana and get a result. Why? Because they are different. Same thing with human beings. Just as those two are fruits, yes, we are humans, but we have different flavors, we have different uses, we have different tastes, like the banana and the mango. You cannot even say a mango is better than a banana. That would be foolishness.
Yeah, because they're different.
They're different.
Different characteristics.
You can say, I prefer
a mango
to banana. That's your preference. But in actual fact or in the actual sense, a mango is not better than a banana. A banana is not better than a mango.
A mango is
or any other fruit for that matter. They are what they are. That's why you have fingerprints that are not the same with anybody. Same thing with the iris and all of that. So why do we do that? Because the damage most times is eternal, except where the child consciously, deliberately, intentionally says, I'm not doing again. And it's a struggle to break that conditioning. A huge struggle, if I may add.
Yeah, as you were speaking, because it's a tricky thing, really. And as you were speaking, I just saw a race. Okay, now there's a race going on. But in life, that race is not like the regular track race. The track race, there has to be a winner. In life, there doesn't have to be. There's no winner because you're not competing against each other, so to speak. But you're all in a race. So I think when we compare I don't know, it's just been handed down from one generation to another. But that also doesn't.
Well, how healthy is it?
I will categorically say the cons far outweigh whatever prone was intended. Because I know that when parents, and aside from parents, when parents compare kids, they're not, sometimes, or I'm hoping that they're not doing it to destroy and destabilize the
Nobody
child.
starts with that intention.
But
in fact, it's not even that intention.
But in the end, that's what
end up
happens.
doing.
Yes, and I think so those kind of statements can be made in certain ways that doesn't damage. For instance, your child is not doing very well in class, and maybe in a class of 20. Excuse me, they're not doing. He or she's not doing very
And
well.
your friend's child is in the same
And
class.
she's in the same class.
And she's doing super well.
The question or the angle should be, okay, so what was your position? If they're still doing positions, what was your position? Okay, you were 10th out of 15. Okay, what was this person's position? Oh, she came second. It should end there. That's the next things that come out of your mouth. The next statement that comes out of your mouth should be very
Nigerian parents, end there.
So, what's the problem? Now address the child.
What you most likely hear is so
this person has two heads.
that came second. He has two heads.
Abi.
Eh?
At that point, you have. But if you can ask the child, so what's the problem? Focus on the child. So you ask the question. You brought two kids into two kids on the scale just for information. Let it end there. Even sometimes I, as a mother, I had to remind myself and say, you're not comparing, because comparison has done damage for me as well. But there is no way you're not going to have to put two things side by side for the simple purpose of feedback, information. Because if this person is your friend, and let's be real, if this is your friend, if you all came out of secondary school together and you all came out, you did well, you were all going, and then you go into university together, and then for some strange reason life begins to happen to different people at different times, comparison doesn't make sense, because you all came out of school, you're all living your life has dealt you at different, you can't compare because you all have your different paths and roadways. That doesn't make sense. Say, and when my mates are getting married, so your mates are getting married, so do your mates have the kind of job you have? We get to certain points in our life, the comparison doesn't even matter anymore, because we're all at different levels. In fact, the moment a child comes out of the womb, their journeys are different. But in a situation where they're in the same class or in the same circle, where they are going through the same testings and everything, and one child is lagging behind, for information purposes, you're going to have to ask, what did this other person get? What happened to the first 9 in front of you?
Okay, so I'll say this. For me, that's not even an issue at all. All I want to do is talk to that child to say, is this your best?
Good.
That's all.
That's the question, actually.
Is this your best? And he says no. I say, so how do we get to your best? Because in getting to your best,
you will beat
first position, all those things will pop up. But every time ask yourself, is this my best?
True, I agree.
So you are setting the standard that you must meet up to and maintain.
So if you're not competing with anybody, you're competing with yourself.
Really. And comparing to the standard you set, not to another human being.
Standard. I agree.
And that is the only way you will have peace in every aspect of your life, whether you are a child or an adult. Is this my best? No, it's not. Oh, I need to work harder. And then you keep at it. Every time ask that child, is this your best? Be honest. Do you think this means you can't do more than this in your whole life?
Definitely tell you no.
Tell you no, because truly, in all sincerity, he knows, I could have pushed myself a bit more. I could have done this more. I could have, and so we work with that. I don't want to know who came first or who didn't come last.
Sometimes it helps the child to know who came first.
They know already. The school will drum it into your ear.
But then you sit down and analyze it.
For you, your job is to train that child to say, shut all that out. Look inwards. Work from within. Once you've settled it within, the results will show outwardly. That's the truth. I also have an issue with teachers who do this thing. They are the most guilty. Parents are even a bit more conscious and they don't want to damage their child's self-esteem and their psyche and all of that. Teachers
don't hold their mouth.
Not even just hold their mouth, deliberately. The person who came first, the last 10, stand up.
Why?
Then we say, what do we say to them? Shaka, shame. You not heard that before?
If I catch a teacher doing that in my child's school.
If you catch, but they are doing it. Because, and that's what we're trying to talk about.
Grew up with it.
Stop comparing these children.
Stop shaming these children.
Stop damaging them. You're not helping them. And your job as a teacher is to help them.
When that thing comes.
When you do that thing, you are actually you are brutalizing them. Some of these children don't even they don't get over it for a very long time. It erodes their self-confidence.
Then they don't
because you as a teacher, you are the authority figure. Whatever you say is seen as final. The law.
They will even question what their parents say.
You know, they will tell you
against what you said.
Your children, you say no, my teacher said, so that my teacher is the one who is now telling you that I cannot amount to more. And the child will believe it somewhere.
How did we survive?
So it's very well, I don't know.
Because that's the system we grew up in. The parents got stand up.
No, I mean, remember the popular Yoruba song, Olodo Rabata. I know the song. I mean, how we survive? Because they sound Olodo for me.
Yes.
It sounds Olodo for me.
So imagine he also,
so if I took that to heart, but I struggled with that for a long time.
I can imagine because I did.
I struggled with that for a long time, but we thank God. So please, we need to understand that it's not the best way to groom a child. Okay? Any parting words before we round up on this episode? Say your mind.
No, because I want to say
it's damaging.
I don't want to shame anybody. But seriously, we've tried to make this as easy to bear as possible, but it's not a joke. It's not a joke matter at all. There's something I put on my status a few days ago. I said the words we tell kids will echo into their adult life. The words that you tell it, you shame a child, you compare a child to, even among siblings. There are many things I couldn't do, not because there are many things I wouldn't do, not because I couldn't do them. I didn't have the capacity to do them, but because I was just made to feel that I wasn't.
So you just resigned.
I just resigned to fate and whatever. But when I look at myself now, I'm like, man, is this you? So you please, parents, mothers, fathers, teachers, my kids know me. If I'm telling you something and then you say my teacher said, you're trying to put your teacher's words over mine, we have a problem. Because I'm the authority. What I say, my teacher said, no, I'm not your teacher. Your teacher, So please, we need to understand that the children are individuals, and if a child is struggling, find out. And we said that in one of the episodes we've just done. Find out why that child is struggling, and don't shame, please. Don't shame. All those songs should not. If I catch a teacher, if for some strange reason somehow by mercy of God I just hear that a teacher shamed a child, I'm now the personal advocate of that child. Yes.
Well, you heard it from Adeayo, and we'll be signing out on that note at this point in time. Final word from me, please. Comparing your child to another is more damaging than any other thing, and it will take years, and I mean it, years, before that child will come out of that mold that you have cast him into. So please, don't even let's do it at all. From us here at SchoolTalk Cafe Studios, it's bye
I like that.
for now.
Bye.
Bye.